Hi, this is Alexander. This is discussion board 9, and I'll read the question. Which is the most serious problem for LGBT individuals, homophobia, cultural heterosexism, or structural heterosexism? Why? Could any one of these exist in the absence of the other two? How? Okay, so obviously the biggest problem the LGBT community faces is always going to be homophobia. You could lose your life for being homosexual in America around certain people, or you could get hurt, or you could get. I mean, that's a huge problem America's faced since the dawn of America up till 2016. There's hate crimes every year against gay and lesbian and bisexual people. Um, it's not going away. It is getting better though, definitely. I bet you every year the trend is going down. Once again, though, it really, really highlights that religion is so poisonous to society and to people's minds. It just corrupts them completely and fills them with nothing but hate and non tolerance. Um, and this is probably one of the primest examples because a 2,000-year-old book has one passage about how a man shall not lay with another man, that a whole society of people in 2016 can still believe that that is relevant to this modern age is amazing. It is amazing that this book, this hateful book, has caused this much suffering against Americans. Um, it's mind blowing. There should be a whole chapter in this diversity book that talks about the religious poison that just corrupts America. Um, but we'll go on to the next part of the question. Could any of these exist in the absence of the other two? Yeah, I think so. I think that, for instance, when marriage equality became a thing, it was a huge victory for progressives and the LGBT community. It really highlighted that they were now allowed the same benefits in society, tax reasons, tax incentives, tax breaks that straight people have been, reaping the benefits for years and years and years. Also, the children. I don't know specifically how that was with children, how that law affected them. But the more children you claim, the more your taxes go down. Obviously with income they rise as well. But I think that I really think that um, structural heterosexism isn't really that relevant in 2016. I don't really think there's a lot of benefits. Actually, I can't think of any benefits that the gay, lesbian, bisexual community gets that the straight community doesn't get. I really can't think of one thing that they get that the other doesn't get. As far as cultural heterosexism, yeah, it's normative to be straight, right? You could look at science. You could put some science in here to contrast everything, right? Um, every mammalian species that's ever existed has had homosexuality in it. So it's it's as natural as anything. It's natural. It's just a part of life, and it's not a bad part of life. But I don't know. Sometimes I get like the ideologies that uphold heterosexuality as normative. That's what that means. Cultural heterosexism. Yeah, it's uh, society makes it more normal to be straight. Yeah, sure, but I mean, nature makes it more normal to be straight for procreating reasons. I mean, humans aren't, we're not special or different, or we're no different than rams who, 18 to 22% of rams are homosexual or have homosexual sexual encounters with other male rams. It's normal, but like I think if you looked at every mammalian species, it is more normal to be heterosexual than it is to be homosexual. To me, I would think that there would be a set, 1 or 2% varying number of, just say, Americans that should be gay. So say it be 20%. To me, 20% of Americans, should just logically be gay or lesbian or whatever, um, whatever label you want to put on them. But so I guess to me, it's like I don't really understand this 100%. Like it is more normal to be heterosexual than it is to be homosexual. But the caveat is there is nothing wrong with being homosexual, and that's just a fact. There's nothing wrong with being homosexual. So I think that cultural heterosexism will probably be around forever. And it will probably exist kind of side by side with homophobia. As far as structural heterosexism, I don't think that really applies in 2016. So I think that you just really have to take it for what it is. I was in the army, and I was a little confused about what the book said about the don't ask, don't tell policy. I joined in 2010. I was told that if I was gay openly in the army, that I would be discharged other than honorable, which is crazy. That was something that I was told by command after command after command after command. That law might have been repealed in 2010, but I don't think it was in effect till 2011 because I remember, we had an assembly. My company had an assembly. I was in the infantry, which is 100% men. You'd think that they would have the biggest issue with this law. And I'll tell you right now, we handled it like champs. We handled it better than America handled it. The Army handled this so good. It was not even a big deal to us. There were no riots. It was like, look, Tuesday, it's not okay to be openly gay. Wednesday, it was okay to be gay. And we embraced that and we ran with it. And I think we are a good example of how America should handle this. It's not a big deal. It isn't. It's sexual orientation or sexual identity is so silly to ostracize and be bigots or hateful towards a community of people that it's like who cares who you're having sex with? That's how I feel. I just don't get it. It's natural. Um, so I don't know. Maybe the book should do a little bit better job of maybe explaining that 2010 it was repealed, but it wasn't until 2011 that we were actually, changed how the army structure was or the military structure was. That's how I feel about this. I think that I feel very strongly that uh, the homosexual community's rights are human rights. I think that all humans have certain rights, and I think that they're just the exact same as anyone else, and they deserve all the same exact laws, privileges, and rights. So that's how I feel about this. Thank you.